some there. We have got some spares. Spares everywhere.
Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello? Oh, thought you were all dead. Hey? You were you? Who's been here this morning? Yeah, fair few of you. Who's staying on for the full afternoon? Few of you. Who's staying on for the evening? Oh, hell. Not many of you staying on for the final then? No? No, a few of you. Okay. All right. Yes, I see yours. I see yours. I think you're glued to that chair, aren't you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the afternoon, and I think we've got two cracking matches lined up for you. But before we start on that, can I just say a big thank you to Partingtons. They have really done us proud. You know, we've been coming now for just over 2 years, and they have spent a considerable amount of money in getting the place ready for bowls as we know it now. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, on behalf of myself and the World Bowls Tour, can I say a big thank you to not just the Partingtons, Jonathan, who has stood up there in the blue jumper. Jonathan works morning, noon and night, ladies and gentlemen, assisting to get the place ready. And let's not forget, behind the scenes people that you don't see. You know, the cleaners that come in the early hours of the morning, and all the rest of the staff around the site that all help us. So let's show them our appreciation, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, can I just thank the Co-operative Funeralcare, who, despite everything, have continued to support bowls, both within WBT and throughout the UK at grassroots level. Fabulous company to work with. And so, again, on behalf of WBT, you know, without people like that, this wouldn't happen, ladies and gentlemen, and you wouldn't have somewhere to come and watch bowls. So, just a thank you to them. And can I also thank all of you? Because you make a big difference. It's better to play with an audience than to play without one, especially when you try and stage events like this, ladies and gentlemen. So, on behalf of myself and the players, we would like to say a thank you to all of you. So, God bless you and thank you very much for coming. Well, we've got about nothing left because somebody just shouted in my ear that he's ready to go. So, that's just saved you two rather crap jokes. Oh, I'm on YouTube and I've just used a rude word. There you go. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, for your first big match of the afternoon, It's the second semi-final. 2 people trying to get through to the final tonight. In red, Mark Dawes, who is your local, and of course in green it is none other than Billy Jackson. Well, they've both played their trial ends, ladies and gentlemen. They'll go straight into the match, and we'll hand over to David Corkill in the commentary box.
Thank you, Richard, and I have to say I'm delighted to be back in my day job again, having failed miserably in my semi-final. I'm just getting that in even before you say anything, that's all, nothing more.
I wasn't going to mention it, David.
I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 people mention I've got the odd text already, but there's an element of comfort and, in my case, security here in front of the microphone, and instead of being out there, and I do feel, I must admit, rather comfortable here in comparison. But we're looking forward to a good match today. Mark Dawes, local player, of course, British Isles singles champion, up against Billy Jackson, the 2008 world champion. So shouldn't be any pressure in terms of nerves or anything else with these 2 players, and hopefully they'll settle in very, very quickly, and we'll be able to enjoy an excellent game for the next hour and a half or so. Both these players very much draw players, and of course can play the weight shots, but those are to be avoided if at all possible. Concentrating on the draw, Billy just dropping short again. The rink has changed a little bit, so it'll be fascinating to see if these 2 players adapt to that. Big swinging forehand, just not pulling back as much as it was earlier in the event. So it's up to the players to adjust.
6 inches past Jack eye.
Billy running at it.
Just going to get the front ball, you do.
Good result. Ball onto ball. He's got a shot out of it.
1 green.
Fair to say that Lady Luck had a large part in that delivery.
Yeah, I don't think it was the ball he was looking for.
Obviously looking to get the red ball out clean. 2 seconds. In the area, but probably a foot or so off the target he was looking for. And down in the backhand's changed a little bit too. It's starting to swing a little bit more. That's something that I noticed, and also Ben, who I was playing against, and we were both discussing things during the match, and we noticed that hand had changed a little bit. Have to say, for the better.
Mark just going through here.
It is a good rink to play balls on, I have to say, though. It's conscious of the fact that there's probably 3 good hands on it, and one was just have to think about it a little bit more. But that hand that I'm talking about is actually, as I say, changed a little bit, and it's actually quite comfortable to play on now for some reason. Don't know why, but
I think it's all about getting good weight in it, David. It's just trying to get back to centre.
Yes, it seems to be drawing more actually on a wider line and coming back. It's surprised us. That means you've got 4 good hands now, so there's certainly no excuses to be made.
shot to Billy Jackson.
Both these players know each other very well, so there'll be a chit chat going on during the match, and this makes it very comfortable. Just play good balls, concentrate, but at the same time, just be able to have a little chat with your opponent.
Jack line 29.5 metres.
The only little bit of extra pressure that might be on, and this is always a problem when you play at your own home club. I mean, there's expectation is quite high.
Yeah, you obviously got the backing of the local crowd, but as you said, it can build extra pressure on you. Should be a good atmosphere out there for this game.
Certainly looks like the correction. Just pulling up a little bit. And Billy just tried to narrow the ball a little bit with a second delivery, and I got caught like that a few times as well. Dropping inside, you lose the weight a little bit. Faith to throw it out, and to be truthful with you, it's just not tailing back as much
18 inches.
as we can see there. Billy's using the tiger ball, big swingers.
14 inches past Jack line.
As you said, if you do pinch the line though, it does whip across quick.
Also seems to eat up some extra weight for some reason. Don't know why, but again, it's such a good hand. You have to have faith in the ball to push it out wide and let the bias take effect. Here it comes. Goal by Mark.
One red.
It's just making sure you don't get sucked into trying to steer the ball on a line. It's just not worth it.
I think Billy is one of those players who's always used to chucking the balls on that high line.
Technical term there from South Wales. Chuck them out.
Chucking them out.
Billy just dropping through a little bit of weight. As I'm always being told by some individuals who are very exact, you deliver the ball and you cast the jack.
Yeah.
Some of us just roll the jack, or probably in certain parts of the country you throw the jack.
Yeah.
But people like calling balls woods.
Yeah.
You know, it's an old traditional thing.
One shot to Mark Dawes.
And Mark takes a single. Nice and steady the first two ends. It's always good. Don't really want to be losing big counts, and Mark's thinking about this. Just waiting for a moment or two just with the mat. And
Jack length 29.5 metres.
The jack rolls on quite a lot, and it is a longer maximum as well than it is in the portable rink, and does affect things. The jack scampered on a few times with me, maybe 2 yards longer than what I really wanted. One end in particular, and I made no correction. You really have to give it that extra little push.
Looking good here.
Two inches past.
That's a good shot, but it is a shoulder, and Billy can afford to keep the same weight as his last ball. Needs to hurry now. Good effort. Narrowed it just a shade, didn't have the same weight, that's really what he needed. Need a slight adjustment.
Billy's last ball. 5 inches past.
That backhand now swinging quite a bit.
Two red.
Gap between the two red balls, mate?
8 inches.
On Friday when we were playing that, and you would know, Damien, as well, that you were almost scared to play that hand. You just wouldn't get back.
Yeah, it was sticking out on a line. Anything over the weight. Good strike by Billy there.
No mercy, looking for the two balls. Jack has been pushed away. They'll go back on the respot position. Billy behind the shot. Marker just checking the respot position because Mark had put it on it, just making sure it's absolutely centred. He's a little bit inside the line, probably could have afforded to go just a little bit wider, but it's very good weight. You'd be happy with that. I just wonder if Billy's got 1 or 2 seconds. He might be tempted with this.
Yeah, you might look for the ball. I think he's playing it as well.
Oh, it looks like the gap wasn't far away. Really played that because he had a running ball with his third delivery. If he'd have been drawing with his third delivery, he would have just stuck to the draw. But
Shot to Mark Dawes.
a good choice of shot. Wasn't far away from it.
Yeah, it's always hard to correct to the draw straight away from the drive.
Inside the jack, I thought. Yeah. I thought you were inside the jack, so you get the ball. It's not.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Mark Dodds had a comfortable win previous game against Danny Dennison.
Short's that down?
14 inches.
I was talking to Danny earlier, and he was saying to me he felt that he should have been pulled off the green for impersonating a bowler. Typical Danny. I have to say I did agree with him. He just didn't find it. He just couldn't get it.
No, I did feel for him. It was a one-sided match.
And it does happen, and it's difficult because it's the one place you don't want to be when things are
No.
going absolutely totally wrong.
It's a lonely place out there.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, very good refined mark.
One red.
Oh, change of hand required. Forehand's really all about weight.
You might whip quick now.
He's very close, just needs a little touch on it. Fraction.
Quite low down, please.
Yes. Yours has fallen out, Mark.
Oh, well.
One green.
Might have made a difference, that ball falling, David.
It has, it's 1 to green now. I'm sure Mark was running up the green, so as we call it the green, the rink actually.
Rink.
But, just before we get any more emails about such things. It was always on the edge. Probably find that Billy's ball got so close to it that it was enough to disturb it, even though it didn't touch. He's very close to the ball. Wants it nice and clean now.
We just hang off there.
One green.
Yeah, it sort of lulls you into a little bit. That hand, you think you're good.
Yeah.
3-4 yards away. You still think you're good 2 feet away.
It does sort of tease you, as you say. Just holds off that last third. Will it get back?
It'll hang off all day. I think we've both fallen into that trap out
Yeah.
there. Weight has to be
And shot to
absolutely
Jackson.
perfect. Very few other sports where you would get players talking to each other. That's at this level in
Yeah.
particular.
As you said earlier, it does help the players to relax.
Doesn't suit all players. Some people like to get out there and chat all the time, and it can be quite distracting. But
Jack length 29
a
metres.
word here and there,
Yeah.
just takes the chill off, as they say. I just want to see if Billy makes it back centre rink with this one. His forehand, he plays outside the body line.
It's a big bend off his forehand, Billy.
We'll see it on the next delivery, and because he plays outside the body line, it gives him that extra bend at the end of the ball's travel. His backhand, he has a tendency to play across the line, It holds the ball up just for an extra 3 or 4 yards before the break comes on the bend. A lovely smooth delivery, which is crucial really for any top bowler. Everything fantastically well right in front of the jack. Now he's in trouble. 2 down, no back position.
Yeah, Billy will be looking to capitalise on this.
Advantage of big swinging forehand. He can come around the short ones and still tuck the ball in behind.
That's good again.
Oh, he wants this one to pull back off his own and drop. Didn't make the drop, but Mark be tempted here.
Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble here, Mark.
7 inches past jack high.
7 inches past jack high is drawable, but certainly not easy. He's got no back position, so he's going to play a weight shot. He has to do it with this one.
He's going with it as well. He's close to something.
Well, he's opened it up, give himself a look at it, taken one away. Certainly made it a lot better.
Yep, definitely a better lie there.
You probably noticed there that ball actually did bend a fair bit.
No, it did hold on that line. I think Billy here will just be looking to tidy it up a bit.
Well, Billy deciding to drop another one in. Keep the pressure on. Wants to just pass his own balls. Oh, that's a beauty. That's good stuff. There
All good balls there by Billy.
Good gripping by Billy Jackson.
Do you think Mark will go again here, David?
Well, I was just going to ask you the same question. I think he will, to be truthful. He was so close the last time that damage limitation, takes something away, jack in the ditch for shot.
Yeah. I think that's the percentage ball.
Starting to swing a little bit on the inside line.
Might get his own ball.
He was off target a fair bit there, wouldn't have deserved anything.
3 shots to Billy Jackson.
Billy Jackson takes a 3, dominated at the end.
Yeah, I knew. I was just about to see my first go down.
When I played Billy yesterday, his first 2 balls were always very good, very close, putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. We'll get through. That's a highlight from my first fight.
I give Billy Jackson a lot of
Jack
credit,
length 29.5 metres.
really, for making his way back into qualifiers after dropping out the top 16, what he was enjoying for a long time. And John Price and others have said to me that it's a tough road. He dropped out for 1 year, managed to get back in again, and he doesn't fancy trying these qualifiers out.
They are long and tiring days, sometimes 7, 8 games to get to this event.
I don't think Pricey would last that long. I would give him 3 games, maybe. Maybe 3 in one day, but I don't think once it goes past 3, I just don't think he has it in him. That's all. But he'll not be watching, but if he is, or Night King,
Probably on the text now, David.
I was going to say, you know, there'll be. I got a text in saying, "What are you saying about me?" But he knows the form. It's hard work.
Very good by Billy again.
Mark wasting no time, attacking.
Close again.
Got one.
The one. He was looking for the jack there more than anything.
He's pretty accurate though. He's and the one thing I've noticed with the running balls, Mark, that he's playing them down the inside line. He's making sure he doesn't go out.
Yeah, you get nothing for wide.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly felt that in my match. A couple of times I thought I was good and it was just hanging off. And you know yourself. I got yourself to blame.
Yeah.
Put it back. It's even better this time.
Great stuff by Billy.
So these front balls, how far short, please?
14 inches.
14 inches, you're thinking that's beatable, but at 5-2 down, you really don't want to lose any more.
I think he's going off the opposite hand here.
Close to the jack. Well, it's not a bad result.
No, he's opened it up. Giving himself a chance with his last.
Bang on target.
Green.
Billy just missed an opportunity there.
So I think if you go wide on that hand coming down, the jack off centre, it eats up a little bit of weight.
I think even after 2 drives, Mark will still be confident of drawing this.
A little touch in the jack might have been enough to just slow him down for the shot. I don't think there's much in it though. Apart, Francis Fletcher will sort this out pretty quickly. Makes a big difference, this.
Yep, 5-3 on 6-2.
Looks like red.
One shot to Billy Jackson.
Oh, that's surprising. Couldn't see it from our angle, of course, on the screen, but must have been more than enough in it. Missed chance by Mark Dawes, but just losing the single. Really needs to score this end. Give himself some sort of chance to win the first set.
I think he's played 3 or 4 weighted balls in the last couple of ends. Jack have affected his weight on the draw there.
The crowd very fair, both players, but obviously the home support will be from Mark, as expected. But I think also they want to see a good tight end to the set.
Very loose for Billy standards with his first 2 balls.
Doesn't make me feel so bad. Once this one tucked in behind his own.
2 red.
Yeah, that's good. It's breaking quite early, struggling for weight, I would say.
One red. One red.
My last on a length, please, Dan.
15 inches.
It's a very high line.
I was just thinking that he's really pushed into this in terms of the height of the bowl, but here it comes. Oh, I've played that well.
One green.
Well, so a chance of mark here down the backhand if he wants to play it. Chip the ball out.
Yeah.
Trouble is if he gets the ball onto the jack, the respot position's not in his favour, but 6-2 on the rink, 7-2. Effectively 2 ends to go. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Certainly be thinking about this ball here. Think he's going to play it.
Yes, controlled weight, just looking to drop inside the front ones. He's on the wrong side of the green ball. There's the jack away. It's going to cost him more.
There was a chance of that happening, as you said, David.
Billy Jack.
Lost a double. That's virtually the set gone. I think he had to play it though. It was a hard shot to play, but he had really no choice.
Jack length, 30 metres.
Coming down into the business end now of the set, the last 2 ends. And Billy will be happy to lose a single. I think Mark has to really score 3 minimum. Give himself any sort of a chance to draw the set, never mind win it.
It'll be hard with Billy in this form.
Not sure if Billy really wants to go too close to that one shot that he's holding. It's not going to be easy to beat it. Mark's giving it a go with this one. But he's all surprised if he moves on to the forehand.
Close the ball off the jack, please, Dan.
Half an inch.
Yeah, if he goes beside it, he'll set up a target. That's the only worry that he would have on the backhand.
He's picked a good line here though.
Yep, has to come back centre line. Doesn't want to sit beside it.
Not too bad, but it has left that bit of a target.
Both players using a cloth out there. It really is very warm. No choice. Have to play into it. Possible to get the two balls, just the angle they're sitting at now, but the jack goes out. Well, both respot positions are covered by green.
Down that attacking line.
Should go away very quickly. Good effort. We nibble of the jack and the ball, but you could see from 3-4 yards out he wasn't going to do exactly what he needed to.
Yeah, it needed to be on the high side of the jack, just to try and get the two balls, as you said. Very good balls by Billy.
Yes, he's grouped him this end, there's no doubt about that. Not sure if it's possible to get all three balls just the way they're sitting. The jack going out to the respot will be green unless he clears all three away. Set lie against, the best he can do here is really hit and hope.
Yeah.
Pray he gets a result out of it. Jack through the gap would be good.
I think that is the best result, David. Jack through the gap. Down that attacking line.
He's in the area with this. It's just a matter of breaking back into the jack.
It was a great effort.
Really good effort.
2 shots in the first set, Billy Jackson.
Billy Jackson in the end wins 10 shots to 2, and I have to say, good value for it.
Yeah, he did play very well, especially with his opening two balls on every end.
This will be a different challenge now for Mark.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Change the length, mat up the rink.
Just trying to get Billy out of his rhythm, I think, here.
Well, that and also get his first ball going.
It's always crucial. This is better.
The indoor game in Wales is changing. There's no doubt about that. The international team. A lot of young players there now.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of young players. It's always good to have youth. Got to have that experience as well, though, to blend them in. You'll close yourself, David, to 100 caps.
Yes, fingers crossed for that. And I was just looking at the Welsh team and thinking to myself, you know, it's the young players there, but this year you had to do without the likes of Robert Wheel and Rob Chisholm, you know, young Tomlinson, and even John Price, who hasn't made himself available for a few years.
Yeah, they're all very good players, and it is hard to be without those kind of standard players.
Opens up opportunities for people like yourself to drop down the rink, of course, but Billy playing a bit of weight. Will he hold? Indeed he has. Absolutely perfect, right down the middle.
Great strike.
See where the jacks ended up. Bit of debris to be cleared out of the way first. respot. Plenty of room for both players. Yes, I would expect at least 2 or 3 of those players to be back for next year, and certainly strengthen the team somewhat. But it's still a good team. The youth coming through. I look forward to in the future. Can't see John Price coming back in again. It's really up to him. He's still the highest ranked player in Wales in terms of the World Bowls Tour, which is extremely good. Like, his longevity is quite frightening at times, but he's still keen on the game. Pricey.
Yeah, still playing very well. We would love to have him back, but he's saying it is down to him. It's a lot of commitment.
Yes, you have a lot of commitment, don't you? That was a very good ball by Billy Jackson, just rolling that out and re-spotted Jack, bang on it.
He's giving Mark no room here, really. Keeping things very tight.
Well, he's playing across this to try and get to the jack if he can. That's a hard shot. Really difficult shot to pick out the line. Going across any rink. Right, Billy. Opportunity to follow up with the same as his previous ball. Maybe just a little bit wider. Oh, this is some stuff. If he gets the edge of the ball, he'll stay in.
Oh, he just got the gap.
Unlucky. Thought he was there.
Shots, Billy Jackson.
Jack length 29 metres.
Yes, Billy's first ball has been very good. That was his strength, really, in the previous game, as you're well aware of. I mean, his first ball was devastating.
Yeah, he did play very well. It always puts the pressure on that first ball. Just chasing the ends then. And as you know, it's hard to play those chasing balls on here.
Yes, there's times, you take the backhand there, for instance, for Mark Dawes. Now, he's not going to get the shot on the backhand, but he was just trying to get a close ball.
Fouls mine past the line, Dan, please.
20 inches past Jacko.
Still sticking with it. And once you get one on it, it sort of felt that you had to try and get another one close, even though you weren't going to get the shot before you start chasing things.
Just got to try and build the head first.
That was a good effort. Drop back for second.
One green.
Billy ball, is there a gap?
Yes, 2 inches.
Now there's a time. Moved to the forehand. He's played the backhand. He got second. The forehand's the shot to try and get the shot now if you can.
Any movement on the bull or the jack here is in Mark's favour.
Good line.
Last one level.
Extra couple of feet of running. It's exactly the way he wants to play it.
4 inches short.
Can't really afford to be too wide on that forehand. Whereas on this side, you will get a deep draw at the end of the ball's travel. Start coming back very quickly now. Here it comes. Billy wants to tap the ball if he can. Drop it down. Well, certainly made it a lot better. Protected his own ball.
Just leaves Mark really with a very precise shot.
On green and a measure.
Well, this is a toughie. Half a jack to play to. Or a ball on the ball with a little bit of movement. Well, he's down on a decent line with this. He's got a chance with it. It's all a matter of coming back, whether he gets to the jack or not.
Very
he's
close.
Very close indeed.
Ah, very well played there.
Really good ball.
One shot to Mark Dawes.
Wow, perfect draw. Well done, Dozzy. That wasn't easy.
Gets him going in the second set.
Yes, he really wanted a steady opening. Second set. Let your opponent away too quickly.
Jack length 28 metres.
Billy Jackson doesn't play outdoor balls anymore. Concentrates on the indoor. And a lot of players are doing that, aren't they? I mean, the outdoor season is a short season, but first 3-4 weeks in particular can be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, greens are very heavy, very tricky with all the rain. Indoor is much truer with the carpets.
Yes, it's a more accurate game in many ways. It's not any more difficult or any easier. As I've said to people before, they say to me, oh, well, the indoor's easy because you don't have the wind and everything. I said, well, the thing about
Billy's
indoor
ball
is that
10 inches short. Jack up.
in many ways it's a lot more accurate.
Yeah, you've got to be much more precise, I think, on the indoor carpet.
And of course the atmospheric conditions do change a lot. So it's just different. I always think that both codes have their challenges. And it's good stuff from Billy. I'll have a go at that. Jack's framed a little bit.
Yeah, chance getting the two balls as well.
Got something. One clean, no jack. Good weight player, Billy. Yes, it's a bit like the Crown Green as well. I just think the Crown Green has got its own challenges too, and of course we're in the middle of Crown Green country here in Blackpool. Waterloo's not too far down the road, and always worthwhile having a look at that. It is a very challenging game, there's no doubt. Even trying to see the jack when they're playing across it is difficult. The Waterloo just seems to go on forever. But it's entertaining, I do enjoy it. Billy just trying to nip the line. Can't afford to do that in these swinging hands. This looks better. Needs to hurry though.
One shot to mark doors.
Well, just a single.
Looks awkward, Alex, yeah.
No real damage done.
Yeah, it's happening straight in.
Not a lot of big counts flying about in this match. Might just hear the odd creak in the floorboards on this. It's characteristic of some of the indoor clubs.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
You get a bit older, it's really the knees that are creaking.
Thankfully, I haven't got that yet, David.
I certainly was feeling it. Legs were very sore, I have to say. And played for a while, and difficulty like everything, every sport. We haven't played for a few weeks. It's hard to get back into it again. I'm just saying that before John Price texts me and gives off, because he's creaking at every corner now.
Good start by Billy.
Again, the first ball getting in.
8 inches short.
Good win from Mark Dawes, the British Isles singles this year. Well, Indoor Council getting to the final where you played him, I believe, and
Yeah.
he's had a good season. He's a very, very steady player. Both of you have had a good season.
Yeah, he's a very good drawing player, Mark. Obviously leads in the England side.
And those sort of titles are always nice to get because it makes the CV look nice and tidy when you can mention a few things. So
Two green.
occasionally it helps also to keep the odd critic at bay.
2 feet.
We do have a few.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Looks better for weight.
Yeah, he's close here.
Just pulled up. I thought that was all the way to the jack.
Favour 1 red.
Well, clean jack. Oh, too much of it. Edge of the ball meant that his own didn't come through.
Didn't want to touch off his own ball.
Yes, without that he had a chance of carrying the jack all the way. Some very good games in this event. Gary Smith against Neil Smith earlier today was a super game all the way through to the last ball in a tie break.
Yeah, the standard was very good in that game.
As usual, Neil had his family with him, wife and 2 daughters who also play bowls. It's enough.
2 red.
That's all that counts. His 2 daughters are good players too. So real bowls family. Billy's taking a long time over this. In the end, it's a draw.
You look for at least second here.
Playing the backhand because of the big swing, but he's overplayed it. He contemplated the forehand.
2 shots to Mark Dawes.
Nice little double for Mark Dawes. Bit of breathing space now. I think that Mark Dawes has pushed his jack further than what he thought, and it's very easy to do right there.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
I think he's just bringing the mat up a bit, up from the tee line. Just that few yards. I think that's the tactic in the second set.
Yes, and once again, the first ball's not there. It's a problem whenever you change things around and you don't get in with that first ball.
But he has chucked this on a wide line.
Bowls is, of course, a sport where you can play in mixed pairs and mixed fours events that are around the country, sometimes at national level. It's a handy little triple for Neil Smith with the 2 daughters, Katie and Lucy. You could join them, mate, for a mixed fours. You could make up a mixed fours with them. Go for it. That'd be great.
Thought that one was coming there, David.
Just not sure they really want you, that's all.
Have to improve a bit first, I think, before.
Well, girls are very demanding. Come off their dad's first game and said to me, "Have you spoken to him?" I said, "Nope, I haven't spoken to him." I said, "We have. He was awful the first set."
I think they keep their dad on their toes.
This is good. Well played.
Yeah, well played, Billy.
Really likes a big forehand swing, Billy Jackson.
1 green.
It's always nice to see that ball coming back off the line.
Yes, yes. All the players here are using swinging balls, and people actually have changed some of the manufacturers that they would normally play with to a different manufacturer with a much more wide arc bowl.
Just give you great confidence seeing that ball come back to centre.
Just on the wrong side of the jack, I feel. Oh, well, now he just tapped the ball.
Might be enough.
1 green.
Relief for Billy Jackson when you're standing on the mat and you hear it's still your shot. See, when you're 3 down at a time. Yes, it's quite interesting actually, even on the fast carpets, places like Stanley, where their best players are still using swinging balls. And people like David Bolt and Gary Smith and people like that who are playing for England, and they're still using swinging balls. Really, I've always thought there's no place for a straight line ball. I think they don't help the sport.
Shots, Billy Jackson.
No, it is always nice to see a ball coming back off a wide line.
But there is a demand for them, and the manufacturers are never to be blamed. because they're just meeting that demand. I think the big issue there is just to make the master bowl a wider one. That's all, and that forces everyone to use something that at least the skill factor is there.
Yes.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
It's been a very long time since I've seen a straight line bowl win a major professional event. Good starter again by Billy.
Really is making that first ball count.
Good reply. On the narrower side.
On red.
Gap between the bowls, please, mate.
The bowls are touching.
Touch it, right.
What's the gap on my ball and the jack, please, Dan?
The gap is
Yeah.
8 inches.
When you look at that shot, you sort of think, well, Billy was on the narrow side and he's now probably 2 feet away from it. I reckon he was probably about an inch, maybe 2 inches inside the line. That's all. Looking for his own ball.
Very small margins for error. As you said, if you just tweak the line inside, it does go across, sometimes a couple of feet.
Good stuff.
2 red.
Maybe tempt Mark into thinking about playing that forehand more often when you put 2 balls like that down. As I say, the rink has changed from the start of this event on Friday evening.
Billy's close with this.
Just needs to hurry.
2 red, yes.
It's 2 red, but he set up a target. Next ball of Billy's, a runner.
Yeah, you think so? It's quite a wide target there.
Now the question is, what does Mark do? Does he try and block it? Does he go on the respot positions? His 2 balls can disappear. So it's nothing easy. A difficult choice to make. Well, we'll have to let this bend back a little bit more. If he gets in front of it, it's okay. Well, he'll not be happy with that. That's widened the target. Billy's just slightly off. He can use that ball.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a weighted ball coming here by Billy. I think he's looking which hand to play it off.
Yes, it's, well, both hands stand off with a little bit of weight. The only thing about the backhand is if he plays it down the middle, he's got that short ball to come off and bring him back into the target. Slightly prefer that as an option. Either way, he really needs to make a change. He's on the forehand. He's going to have to go strong to get inside it.
He likes it.
I think he got the wrong one. centre bowl or the outside red is really the target. 2 down. It's not an easy one for Mark to get another, but I think he'll try it. 6-2, possible one more to add to it. 3 ends to go.
Just needs to stop.
Two shots to Mark Dawes.
Well, the first set was 6-2 to Billy Jackson after 6 ends, and he closed it down with an end to spare. 6-2 now for Mark Dawes. 3 ends to go. Billy, of course, doesn't have to win the set, he just has to draw it, so he's 4 behind with 3 ends, and certainly doable the way he's playing.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Good opening ball here by Mark.
Two and a half inches.
I think that ball probably came back a bit more than what Billy expected. That hand, as I said, my game certainly changed a lot and surprised both Ben Sherman and myself just how much it started to swing. So it actually makes it a lot kinder. It makes it a better hand, so we weren't complaining.
Shorts that one, mate.
2 feet.
A bit short of weight, that was all. It was pulling back. But certainly a nice looking head now for Mark Dawes. Line 1, wants this just behind his own bowl of the jack, it would be good.
Close again. Set that target, David.
Oops. Technical term.
Oh. Billy wasted no time.
It was a walk of certainty, wasn't it? Now, let's see just where everything's finished. From the angle, it looked like the jack was going into the ditch. A lot of activity down there by the marker.
2 green.
2 green. Good changeover for Billy Jackson. So no matter where this ball's going, or where it finishes, it'll probably be the shot. I would certainly expect that, but I also expect Billy to be chasing it.
Yeah, ideal opportunity for him to get back in the set here.
Well, question: do you play that to stay on, or you just take it
2
off?
feet.
I think you got to go just to take it off. It is a hard shot just to time it and try and stay on yourself.
Yeah, 7th end. If it had been the 8th end, it might have been different. 7th end. Billy, are you going to get the edge? Ooh, very close. Well, that miss.
1 shot to Mark Dawes.
2 ends to go. It's got tiebreak written all over it.
Yeah, I do fancy Mark to close this set out from here.
You hit right, mate.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Certainly up his game in the second set, particularly with the first two deliveries. He's not only matching Billy Jackson, but beating him to it on occasions, and that's where the difference has been. First set, Billy was all over the jack.
That's fold, Dan, please.
12 inches short of jack high.
You have to love the way television makes people look as well. It's if you're on the slim side, it makes you look about 6 inches taller and thinner. If you're even marginally overweight, absolutely kills you. Both sides of the spectrum on that one. Really will have to get into training. Billy being forced to have a little run.
Too
Also
red.
to keep his ball in play. Mark on the backhand to try and split the two greens. It's all about position. Set lie. Well, that's good. That's very good.
Comes the big drive again.
Oh, and that little noise we heard was Billy Jackson's back ball disappearing. So Mark Dawes will almost certainly go to the respot position. Two balls could disappear, but to be truthful with you, there's more chance of the jack going. If he's got the respot covered, he might be tempted just to play a blocker.
It's on a wide line again. I think he is covering the respot.
Yep, it's a little white dot. It's on your screen to the right hand side as we look at it. That's that sorted.
So
We
when's
have
the
to
race
play
start,
a
Dan?
different sort of shot now. You try a little touch and squeeze the jack, or go as a drive to get the two balls. Yep, much more control this time.
This is a hard shot to play.
Yep, well, he's in the area, but just underneath.
2 shots in the second set to Mark Dawes. Match tiebreak.
This is a double. Not much in terms of scoreline between the two sets. Billy Jackson won the first one, 10-2, but Mark Dawes lifts the second, 9 shots to 2. Oh. Toss of the coin, which has decided to go on its own little journey.
Mark Dawes won the toss and kicked the jack to Billy in the first end.
So Mark Dawes deciding that he wants the last ball. Fair result at the moment, I would say.
Yeah, Mark did deserve that second set. Played very well, as you said. Started playing those first two
Jack length
balls
29 metres.
very close.
Side toucher, 3-end tiebreak. Things do change rather. You can be a lot more aggressive in this.
Yeah, some players might choose to attack this, but Mark just draw in.
past. Mark's bowl 2.5 inches short.
It's a massive event for both players here because
Yes.
they're sitting at 23 for Billy Jackson and 25 for Mark Dawes, respectively, on the World Bowls Tour ranking list. So to win here and have 3 goes to add to those points is a massive target for both of them.
What green?
So either that or it's going to be a very quiet season next year if you failed in qualifiers.
2.5 feet.
Worlds are still to come, of course. Another bite of the cherry there, but you want to sort it all out now if you can.
Yeah. Always helps to be in a few events, as you said, to pick up those ranking points.
Just going to sweep inside. Yep, there it goes. And well, it's a good chance here for Mark the way it's sitting.
I think I'd look to attack this.
Really? Imagine that.
6.5 inches.
Such risk takers, you young players. Yep, it's the right idea. He looks just on the inside again, though. And the problem for Billy is if he gets the wide green ball, his will disappear. If he covers the back position, there's no guarantees either. So I wonder, will Billy be tempted just to try and draw this jack round the corner?
Yeah, I think that's the right shot. Just try and alter it a little bit. Make life a little bit harder for Mark.
It's the sort of thing you want to leave, but you just can't afford to. The green ball onto the red to take the green ball out clean. Leaves red line the shot. Jack in the ditch. Mark's already had a go, so he knows what to do for the last bowl. I think Billy has to try and draw this to make a difference. As you say, just shake it up a little bit. Should be a correction. Oh, has he pushed it out too wide?
Coming back though, might get that green ball.
Oh, Jack went with it on the follow through with his own.
It's very unfortunate there, Mark.
He really wanted the outside ball and then to split away from it, but it followed through onto the jack. Now, we don't know for sure whose line. Billy Jackson's not saying anything. He's waiting for Mark to arrive. Get the bad news, possibly.
First end to Billy Jackson.
Yep.
It is indeed. Oh, it's a horrible walk, isn't it?
I think he knew there that he had a bad result.
Jack hadn't moved. Mark Dawes was taking the first end, but his own ball followed through onto the jack and pushed the ball with it. So he's on the wrong side of the tiebreak at the moment. Lost the first end. Billy Jackson will have the last bowl
Jack length 28
of
metres.
this one, so it's stacked up against Mark. Very unlucky with that runner. Interesting. Backhand normally would sweep all the way back in again, and it's just holding off. Better weight.
File's my ball down for
3 feet.
In many ways, bowls are still working on the old system of feet and inches, and something that you wouldn't be really that much aware of in terms of changing to meters and centimeters, because that's what have been
Right.
for you really, Damien, in school. But we still use feet
10 inches.
and inches quite often.
Yeah.
Don't really know why. The metric distances have been with us now for some years. World Bowls Tour use it in terms of minimum distances and maximum
Yes.
distances, and the rest of the game actually use it. Right, choices. Billy going for it. Needs a result on
Got
his
his
own.
ball.
Oh, through the gap. What were the odds of that happening? Any movement on the bowler, Jack, he would have been very lucky, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think he was looking for the for his own ball there. He's probably looking for a clean jack there, or even Mark's shot ball.
2 red.
Interesting question here from Morgan, what he does, because probably could do with a closer ball.
Yeah, it is still drawable there for Billy.
Billy's got the respot on one side of the rink, not on the other. Well, this is so far short, I can only assume he was trying to block it. Hasn't managed to do that. I have a feeling Billy will try and draw this, though.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a draw, David.
Be interesting to ask Mark later, was he really trying to draw that or block it? Anyway,
Just
Good.
over the weight, I think.
yep, trucking through. Dozzy's got the shot.
Second end to Mark Dawes.
So with one end to go, this match is really going down to the wire. Rules change again. You can nominate to destroy the end and replay it. Nominate as often as you wish, but you're only allowed
Jack
to
length
actually
28.5 metres.
destroy it on one occasion. That's available to both players. Always amazes me how many players forget that rule. Sometimes they're very experienced as well, but they just, in the heat of the moment,
Yeah, you're so used to the jack going back on that reach spot, it goes out of the bounds. It is quite easy to forget.
and of course you can still destroy the end and use the respot to your advantage. There's a little bit to think about right there. Just maybe needs a little bit of weight.
short that, please. Dan.
12 inches.
Nope, change onto the backhand. Don't be playing a hand where there's ball 12 inches short on the line. Could be very close, actually.
One green.
Got to be tempting now for Mark to run it.
Yeah. There's two options here: getting Billy's ball or the jack through into the ditch.
Slightly narrow line with extra pace. That's what he's playing. Now how much will this bend away?
Got his own ball, I think.
Well, there's no change. It's giving him a back ball though.
One green.
So he's probably got the respot on one side and the back position.
I forgot which was your last ball, Billy, sorry. 18 inches.
Yes, didn't really need to say that, but last ball coming up from Billy Jackson. He really needs another one here. He's in the area.
Very close.
If it drops, it's a bonus. Oh yes, that's made a big difference with the ball dropping. Mark, if he's going to play it now, we'll have to play it stronger. Match lie though. Looks to me as if he could play both sides. It doesn't really matter, but the forehand will probably work in terms of the two balls going out, but the backhand's better for the jack.
The jack, yeah.
Either way, one ball for Mark Dawes to stay in this event.
He likes it.
Oh, he's in the area. Now, will it squeeze out? Yes, the two balls.
Great ball by Mark.
He played it very well. They were both vulnerable. Billy did all he could to try and secure the shot. But Mark Dawes had a wonderful drive, and he takes the shot and moves into the final.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, our appreciation. Two fabulous players, Billy Jackson and Mark Dawes.
Good game.
It was a very good game. Standard was very high. Could have gone either way in the end.
The next match will follow on in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, it's a sort of match that whenever you see the first set going comfortably to one player, then the next one goes to the other player, you sort of say what's going to happen in the tie break, and the tie break was absolutely excellent. So we've had a great match, there's no doubt about that. The next one should be interesting. Ian McClure, the Irish international player, very experienced, against Les Gillett, who's been there and done it all before. So join us in about 10 minutes for that one.
Go for it.
Yeah?
Sorry,
Well-
actually, sorry. Turn the light on. Right, we're good.
You good? Right, Neil, you've won your way. Right, Neil, you've won your way through 2 rounds now in the. Right, Neil, you've won your way through 2 rounds now in the UK Masters, looking for your tour card. What does that mean to you?
Oh, to me, it means a lot. I've been playing in the professional ranks for a good sort of 14 years now. I've come very close the last 2 years, losing in 2 finals. So maybe it's third time lucky.
Yes, Neil, and Ben, you've come on board. You've won your first 2, and yesterday you said to me, "You've got the fire in your belly now. This is where you want to be." So, what does this mean to you?
Same as Neil. I mean, if you are a bowls player, this is the stage
Liverpool scored too late today. No.
But he got his representative from the car. Look for his name. Call him Ben Sherwood. He must have got knocked out. Ben Sherwood. He got beat. Did he? Then he got beat again. No. This can't be the semi-final. Oh, I had to leave too. I'm with you. Sorry.
Well, did you enjoy that one, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, cracking. Are you pleased? Are you staying now? Things I have to do to get people to stay. Yeah, it is a bit. You what? I'll remember you. I'll remember you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, shall we get your next match on? It's the last semi-final, looking for the last berth in tonight's final, ladies and gentlemen. So when they come in, please raise the roof for these two guys. In red, it is Ian McClure from Belfast, and in green, it is Les Gillett. Played their trial ends, they'll go straight into the match, and it's now over to the commentary team. Thank you.
Both these players are very experienced. Wouldn't have seen Ian McClure just as much on the portable rink, but he has played in different events over the years. And Les Gillett, of course, well, he's been around the circuit for some time.
29.5 metres.
So it'll be an interesting contrast of styles here. Les Gillett's quite a fast player, left-hander. Ian McClure, somewhat slower, more deliberate on the mat, and he will attack heads when required. Les very much geared towards the draw shot. And of course the prize is enormous to get into the final later against Mark Dawes, a local player. But we're expecting an interesting game. Not quite sure which way this is going to go, but stay with us. I have a feeling it's going to be very, very tight.
last bowl. 4 feet.
Ian McClure made his way through the Belfast qualifier from Ireland. Lid is up. County Antrim.
Gap is 12 inches.
Irish international colleague of mine, plays skip for the Irish team. Been around the world, played in a lot of major events. So there's no way he'll be in any way intimidated by this particular match, or indeed by his opponent. He would normally play with quite a narrow running bowl, but he was telling me he's changed to the swinging bowls, really following the trend of most of the players at this event. Correction from Les.
Excellent shot from yourself.
A couple of loose ones, but
1 green.
back in the
Touch.
groove.
Your last bowl is 1 foot past jack high.
At the forehand there, and I thought he might have been tempted with the backhand just to edge the bowl off or run his own bowl into the jack. A little bit of extra weight, but it's really not in Les's way. One of the few left-handers around the game at the top level.
Les again picking out his nice line that he picks.
Yeah.
Very good way.
Nice to crunch the jack, not move it too much. A little bit unlucky. He's brought it out into the open.
Two green.
I was fortunate enough to be at the qualifiers where Les won his berth for this, and Les hardly played any firing bowls at all. He just drew like a machine all day. 5 matches he played to get his final, to get here.
That's his strength.
Yeah.
That's his strength. The thing is that also it's 5 matches in one game, and and we all play about 5 matches to be here. Sometimes, occasionally, someone may not arrive and you play one less, or there may be even 6 games. But it's all about consistency, and occasionally you want just a little bit of luck as well. So Ian will attack this. He's a good running ball player, attacking player. Certainly down in the area. It's all a matter of connections here. Looks like he's going to get something. Yep, took one out. Damage limitation.
One shot, let's kill it.
Les was telling me earlier that he's had a bit of a spell where he wasn't finding his draw properly, struggling a little bit, came back into the qualifiers and began to practice like he used to, and really found his way again back in the qualifiers. And having qualified for this, he was telling me today that he's really got his old fire back, and to him it feels like the good days when he was back and about. So
this is all about appetite, isn't it? At the end of the day, you have to have the appetite for the game. Some of us have kept it, some haven't, and they've dropped away. Some still enjoy the thrill of actually playing. I suppose in many ways I'm fortunate I get the experience of both behind the microphone and also playing, but I can understand it. There's other pressures that come into people's lives and family and work commitments, etc. But Les is a supreme drawer to the jack. If he can get that going, he's hard to put down. One of the qualifiers that he played in as far back as 1997, where he beat a number of well-known players in that qualifier, and really announced that he had arrived on the scene.
My ball's a yard.
It is.
So he goes back a long way, Les Gillett.
yeah, well, I do remember that story where he was the first ever PBA qualifier to qualify for an event and then go through and win the same event. So that was quite a ways back in the start of the PBA. Very good ball.
Perfect weight.
One red.
Just behind.
It is. It's touching 2 inches past jack high.
Okay, thank you.
Les's closest ball, Francis, is it just beyond jack high?
It is 4 inches past jack high.
And the first ball's a fit?
16 inches to jack high.
Definite contrast in styles and timing as well. Ian's a very slow player, very deliberate player. Les really just gets on the mat and rolls it down. Going for cover, thinking that the jack might squeeze across. That's rolled away from the respot just a little bit. I think he wanted to be a bit wider. Good skip in, he's a good motivator. Brings players along with him when he skips for Ireland, and that's very important. Not sure if Les got that one away just as clean. Might affect his weight a little bit. Oh, what a great
Just
effort.
missed.
Good effort.
One red.
You might walk away from this. You have to think very carefully about it. Well, it's just we'll see with the last ball to come.
I think one of the things you told me, David, many years ago was that when you're playing, sometimes when you've got a good shot on and the next one's not easy, sometimes it's best to accept the single you've got and leave your last.
Sometimes you just have to walk away, but it depends on the rink you're playing on, and you know, this is a big swinging hand, this backhand, and just occasionally you want a little bit of practice. And I wouldn't be at all surprised that that's why Ian's playing the last ball. Early days, So he's using it just to get a little bit of practice. It was almost impossible to get another shot there on the backhand. Forehand was far too dangerous. So I think that was just a practice shot, no more than that. Mat up the rink. Change of length coming.
Shot length 24 metres.
Ian McClure plays a lot of outdoor balls, and he'll be one of the players in the mix for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. I think he'll make that okay. Be very surprised if he's not selected. But then again, selection's always subjective.
It's not a job I would want, David. Definitely not. You're hanged if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Well, I've taken it on.
So I hear.
So we'll see what happens. It's a new role that I've taken on for the next 4 years, at least anyway. Take the ladies' international team in Ireland to the next Commonwealth Games in Australia. So we'll see. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more grey hairs appearing. So, but looking forward to it. Give me something to do in the outdoor season.
As if you don't already have enough to do.
Yeah, that's good. Love it. Great sport. Ian, just looking to get past his own ball. A little bit pushy.
3.5 feet.
Get him that first ball now. It's all the key to this. Get into the first ball.
Les looked a little bit tight there.
Hasn't pushed it. I think the line's decent.
Two red.
Well, not a bad line from Les. Not a bad finish. Just slightly through.
One red.
Just needed the ball to drop. Surprised it stayed up. Left-hander on that side. Has been drawing back a lot more from that backhand, but with the mat up, the characteristics change a little bit on the rink. Using the outside the mat to try and get a little bit of extra bend, even though he's using a hence like tiger ball that normally he wouldn't use, but has to change, get the extra bend that he wanted. This is looking good. A little touch in the jack, but I don't think that's going to make any difference. It looks like 2 to red.
Two red.
not sure that Les liked that. He dipped his head, but I've seen his dip his head before and then draw a perfect bowl.
Well,
Just going to go through. If you can just.
Well, that's going to help.
That will definitely make a difference.
Second ball.
One shot in McClure.
Near the left.
Again, he's made a decision that he's going to bring the mat up to keep Les away from the longer jack lengths where he's very, very good, but also to suit his game.
Jack length 24 metres.
Taking a nice line again. Weight not too bad. About 15 inches short, David?
Yeah, I think anything within half a yard, you know, you're sort of saying to yourself it's not bad, but you're not completely satisfied. You want that within 6 inches for your first ball, because that's where the key is, to put the pressure on the opposition. And certainly I find that in my matches.
Les certainly coming through with a good one.
You struggle with your first ball, you're going to be in deep trouble.
22 inches to jack high.
It's actually closer to 2 feet away, so, you know, in some ways that's not bad because you can actually push the ball that little bit extra. Amount of impetus you have to give a ball when it's only 8-10 inches away is it's quite difficult to judge sometimes.
Ian just gone through a bit. Now, I mean, you were saying that, David. I was saying that earlier, that, you know, some people don't realise just how skilled the sport is at this level, to make adjustments of between 6 inches down to 2 inches sometimes where you need to draw that bowl. It's quite a big skill to have.
It's a bowl short of jack high, 1 green.
Well, Les dropping short. Surprised he changed his hand, to be truthful with you, because he's left his own ball quite vulnerable now. Just underneath. Well, Les will go back onto his forehand again. Swinging hand, but because of the mat being up a little bit, I can change the lines very slightly.
Has he got the weight? Doesn't know he hasn't.
No, he doesn't indeed, and this could be quite costly for Les. I have a feeling there might be 2 seconds against him, possibly 3. This ball pops out, he could have 3 or 4 against him. Yeah, he'll not be short to the last one. It's not like Les. Normally he would have eased that ball in. So he's struggling a little bit, I have to say.
Yeah, but again, as you said earlier, David, Les's favourite length is at least 3/4, if not full. Where he's at his most devastating.
So choices in. Do you rest the ball off with enough weight to stay in, or do you just take the ball away by the shots? And he's going for the takeout. Very close to his own ball. It's all on connections now. Yep, got the jack. That'll be enough. It's not only enough, it's made at least 2. And where his own ball is finished is not going to make it easy for Les to get at this. Looking very carefully at the third shot. Percentage shot there for Ian. Take the ball out. Ball on the jack was an extra bonus. But it's going to be very close to line 3. And just with that red ball sitting, that is not easy for Les to negotiate. So he has to change his line and increase his weight after 2 short balls. That's why he doesn't like it very much. Yep, it's all about making it inside. He's got a jab. That's a really good ball.
Well, that was a cracking ball.
That wasn't easy. You'll be very relieved to see that one go in.
1 shot, let's kill it.
4 ends, they're sharing things at 2-all. Damage limitation at times from both players.
Jack length 30 metres.
Not surprisingly, Les has moved on to a longer jack length. Might take a ball or 2. Yes, that first one dropping short. That sort of length, it's almost artificially heavy. You stroke the ball away, you think you're there, but it really does take an extra little push. Get the ball all the way up to the jack, simply because it's a longer surface here than what we would normally play, and certainly in the portable rink.
Yeah. Both players are falling to the same thing. Les has certainly given it the line. How's your weight, Les?
Well, it's struggling as well, because once you go out there you really have to push it. It's not bad where it's finished, but it's still a good half yard plus short. It's very beatable.
Ian's certainly given it the extra.
Yep, ball's just pulling up a little bit, but it's enough for the shot.
20 inches to jack high.
That's what I thought. Just over half a yard, and nothing easy in terms of coming into it because of Ian's last ball. He's going to have to try and negotiate outside it. Really is very quick when he gets on the mat, Les. No time wasted at all, but this is going to be very, very tight to me, and for what he
Short,
wants.
isn't he?
Yeah. It also looked very tight in terms of what he was trying to do. You really have to go well out.
Yes, 1 red.
No, it's made centre line. Another yard will probably be okay, but he has to get past the red one. Good chance here for him to add another.
Looks as if his Ian's going to drop short as well.
Well,
yeah.
It doesn't make me feel so bad whenever I played more than a few short bowls at times to the fuller length jack, which annoyed me intensely. But these guys are falling into the same trap that I fell into. You think you're just stroking them away, but you have to get your shoulder behind it at the 30-yard mark. Les, have you overcorrected? I think you have.
Yeah.
1 red.
A loose end.
Yes, you were saying about how quick Les is off the mat, and he definitely is a player that makes his decision, then steps on the mat and the bowl's away. I think the only quicker person I've seen, David, is Nicky Brett.
Yep, possibly Nicky Brett. Very, very quick. Paul Foster, also a very fast player.
I don't think Ian's given it the... No.
No, hasn't given what is needed. Put it that way. Struggling a little bit there for weight. Not much in terms of weight and with the line as well.
1 shot in McClure.
I think Ian will be thinking he's got away with a single there, and Les will be thinking, well, that was a hopeless end. I've got away with just losing a single.
Yeah.
So... more importantly for Ian, he can bring the mat up and change the length again, and Leslie went to his longer jack length and didn't work, so he's given him something to think about.
Shot length 24.5 metres.
4.5 metres. Minimum requirement 23, so it's fairly short. There's been 1 shots all the way in this match. You're just waiting for the break for someone to pick up a multiple.
I didn't like that one.
That's the reason why. Les dropped his head a little bit as well, but just pushing through a couple of feet. Player loses the first ball 5 feet behind the jack. You really want to move in. This will be better.
Yes, all the way for Ian. Excellent ball.
My ball now in relation to Jack Francis. 2 feet across Jack point.
Not a bad try from Les. He wasn't too far out with that. Ian's pushed that one a bit, David.
A little bit surprised at that, to be truthful with you.
Yes.
Thought he might have stayed with the same hand as previous ball. Les.
Les is already on the mat and gone.
This doesn't take long, does it, with Les? But I think he's pushed
Just
through.
going to
this.
run through. Yeah.
Looking for the little runner. Ball on the jack. Ball out clean. Expect Ian to draw another shot here. He still played on the forehand. He doesn't really need to change.
Looks good.
Yeah, better wait. Les will attack it now. Other way and holds the back position. It's a good head here for Ian McClure because not only is he lying 2 shots, one of them's a toucher. Back position's his. Respot position, well, we can't tell from here. We'll be pretty confident about picking something up in this end. Les is struggling. He's not getting that first ball in that he was certainly doing in his previous game. Well, he's got a good result.
A bit of a... You were saying earlier, David, that you need skill and possibly lady luck to be sat on your shoulders. And
just occasionally. He was in the target area, and as soon as Jack was going that side, it was always good for him. But, well, he'll take it, as they say. He'll take it.
As would most. That brings us all square 3-all into the 7th end.
Track length 29.5 metres.
Les gone back to his longer length on the mat again.
Well, he struggled the last time by dropping short, and it's just so easy to do at this length. He's done it again.
Done it again, look.
You know, the rink had definitely changed certainly from my first match to the second, and I did start to struggle with the shorter bowls, but that's my fault, not really the rink. You just adapt to it. You just have to amend it. The bowls were right, the rink was okay, it's playing very well. In fact, you just have to give it that extra push. But it's so easy to get in that easy flowing motion, and Les likes the faster green.
Ian's not reaching either.
Not a lot better. I was talking to Ian after my match, and he came over. We were just having a bit of a chat because he was watching it, and just saying that it lost a bit of pace, especially at the longer length, and that can happen.
Well, this one's better from Les.
A long way away.
Still not there.
Yeah, this is definitely getting a bit ropey, this one. I expect him to push an extra 4 feet with this. Big wide line. You can go almost as much as you want out there, as long as you've got the weight to carry it to the jack, and here it comes. Les is giving in just too many chances here. It really is.
Excellent ball from Ian. Really good adjustment.
4-inch gap.
My ball's short here.
15 inches to jack high.
You just can't give players this sort of calibre, that sort of amount of space on a regular basis.
Well, Les is trying, certainly trying here. Can he just bend enough? Not quite.
1 red. 20 inches past jack high.
20 inches, that means that Les hasn't got a ball within half a yard or so. Normally be putting 3 or 4 inside that,
yes.
So he's not playing well. That's when you have to take advantage.
Well, Ian certainly hasn't.
This is definitely making me feel a lot better. In my second set, I'm struggling with too many short bowls, and these guys are just doing exactly the same. It's not easy to pick out a line in this hand. You have to have very accurate weight to drop inside that green one.
Les is certainly trying again, but
it's a better second, but it's a spare shot opportunity from 7th end. A double here would put Ian McClure in a very strong position.
notice that little action Ian does every time, or most times, just before he goes to bowl, of swinging his arm just to get his arm. What is that for, David?
It's just a loosener, that's all. Nothing more than that. You'll see a lot of players doing it whenever they're just at the back of the rink as well, and just to keep the arm loose. It's also something to do with sometimes your shirt maybe catching or something like that. You want to make sure it's absolutely right. Looks like he's made the double.
Very good effort. It just
2 shots in the club.
That was an important bowl in the context of this match when it's been single shots all the time.
Nice place to pick a double up as well. Towards the back end of the set. Matt coming up again.
Yes, it's some good balls played, but it hasn't really caught fire this match. It's in many ways it's just been who's able to get in first, and a certain amount of damage limitation going on. A lot of that's got to do with the fact that we're playing 2 different lengths, which are extreme in their differences. And Les Gillett will have to think about things, because the long jack length, that's twice he's tried it now and he's failed. So he's lost 3 shots because of it. So that's obviously a tactic that's not working for him.
Well, again, Ian just not getting that first ball there.
It's not a bad ball by Les, but At this level, you really want to be within 6 inches of the jack.
Last bowl, 2 feet past jack high.
Well, a little bit further from Ian, but still not, as you said, David, still not within that area of the jack.
That's pushed it out too wide. He's just not finding it, Les. And again, as I said before, he's giving Ian McClure far too many chances. You know, you get to the third bowl and yet another end. Les is nothing close, and Ian struggled the first two. He'll nail it with this one. And going into the last end, well, if you're 2 or 3 behind, you're in deep trouble.
Here it comes, David. Well,
dropping a little bit.
Finish.
Yeah, it just didn't have the weight.
1 red.
But it is the shot.
10 inches short of jack high.
This backhand, it's Les's forehand, it's the backhand normally, and it's a big swinging hand, but because the mat's up, the line has changed, and Les is just struggling to get to it. Extra weight just kills it.
Better. He can pick the jack, he might. That's made things a bit better for Les.
Certainly has. Ian will be looking at the 2 balls here down the inside on the forehand. He'll pick up the jack as a bonus, but he really narrowed the line with that one. Les is using a Greenmaster Pro Line bowl. It's certainly not the swingiest bowl on the market, but obviously feels very comfortable with it. Normally see Ian running down the inside line here, looking for the 2 bowls. Got his own on the way in. He got that away. He's looking at the draw shot. Obviously decided that if he took the 2 bowls out, it wouldn't work, so he's trying to draw it. Well,
1 green.
Still a good bowl to get second. Keeps him 1 shot in the lead. If he hangs on to it, going into the last end, and he'll have the last bowl. Interesting choice of shot. Well, Les, he can repeat what he played the last time, or he can punch the red bowl out on the backhand, his backhand, right-hander's forehand, and lie 3. It's not an easy shot. Be more inclined to go for the draw.
Looks like he's gone for the draw, like you said. Line looks quite good.
Yes, that's a good ball. If he's made the double, that's a really good ball.
1 out.
2 shots, let's kill it.
And that's it.
Well, spare shot chance, and he took it. 5 all into the last end. Be like a tie-break end, this one.
Where are we going, Les?
I don't think he can go full length. I think he needs to adjust it back a couple of metres. Look for something around about a 28. Every time he's pushed through to 29.30, and it is going out there.
It is. It is.
He's just been dropping short.
Length 29.5 metres.
Well, both players have been struggling at this length, so interesting to see if Les arrives for the first one. He's playing the side that most players have been staying away from. Struggles just to get the line on it for a lot of people, but you have to be up with it. Give it a chance. He's not there again. Ian's using the other side, the big swinging side.
Yeah, this is important when you're into the ninth end. Really important to get that first bowl right on the jack, and as you've often told me, David.
Good track. All about weight. I noticed Ian was practicing the swinging with his hand just in the arm, just to try and force it, and it's not bad. You always want to see that ball just nudge in front of your opposition.
2 feet to jack high. 2 feet.
Well, as you just can't afford to play it again. Hit your own ball. That red one's going to go straight onto the jack. Must change onto the swinging side.
Looks better.
Yes.
Just running.
Looks heavy.
One ready.
Last ball.
1 yard.
Through Leslie's second bowl, and Ian will see that as a real opportunity now to add another. He only needs a foot of weight to be right on the jack.
He's got the line, and here it comes, David.
Two ready.
It's like a tie-break end. The plant that he's looking at is his own ball onto the red. The 2 balls will go. Depends if he's getting the edge of the line shot. If he hits it half bowl or more solid, the second one will stay in. Ball on the jack is good too, because it'll push it right through, but Ian's ball's short. It's not a toucher. Either way, must attack it.
Yeah, definitely attack that. Can he? No, he's... Well, he got something, but...
Once he went inside, he needed
Yeah.
a thin edge on that
Yes.
to get the 2 balls just inside the target. And the problem now for Les is that the way the ball's sitting, even if he takes it away, that's far, far too much room for Ian McClure. He'll just pop his last ball in.
It's not a touch. No touch.
The difficult shot then will be just to try and rest the ball off and roll with it to the back green one, but oh goodness me, that is... Well, maybe 3 times out of 10 you'll get it with that swinging hand, but it's not a high percentage shot. Again's in a very strong position here and might be tempted to stay away from it. Certainly what he's doing. Going for the deep position in case the ball goes onto the jack. That ball will be the number 1 shot. And Les is left with nothing here really, just a little tap on it. hope to get the jack through to the green one or drive the edge of the bowl off. And bearing in mind his last bowl was a runner, I think he'll go for the edge of the bowl. This is a really hard shot. Well, he's trying to control it. That's even more difficult. Well, he's on a line for draw, but surely he can't draw this one.
It's going very well, David. Exceptionally well. Look at that.
Oh, what a ball. And no wonder he's punched the air with that one. That came out of nowhere.
Absolutely incredible.
I can't remember the last time that Les played that side and got that close to the jack in this match. And suddenly he's played an absolute beezer of a shot. That came out of totally nowhere. Well, if he wins this set with that ball, it'll be fully justified.
Well, what would Ian be looking at here? Looking for a plant onto his red to try and knock Les's out and leave Ian sat there?
That would be the shot if the ball is definitely missing the jack. If it's missing the jack, that's exactly the right shot. If it's getting a little nibble of the jack, well...
Could just spring to Les's other bowl then.
Well, no, what you do there is you play the other side on the backhand and you force the angle so that the shot ball goes away at a different angle than it would on the forehand. So it all depends on just whether it's getting a nibble on the fore. But if it is, then go heavy in the back and hope to get half red or a corner of the bowl. Don't think he'll try and draw it.
Either way, not an easy shot to play.
No, but he's an international skip. He's usually very accurate with the running ball. So I think he'll take his chances on it. Try and get half bowl on the forehand and stay in. That's what he's going for. He's certainly in the area. He's got a chance for this because if the ball goes onto the jack, it's enough.
What a bowl.
What a change.
Last two bowls of that set were both perfection
One shot,
bowls.
first set in the club.
Yep, that was the bonus. There was a chance of getting the edge of the bowl out clean or bowl on the bowl. Played it very well indeed. Takes the first set, 6 shots to 5.
My choice, mate.
Percentage shot. Just got the perfect edge. And the first set in your back pocket, you really can relax now, and makes a massive difference in the context of the game. You know you're guaranteed the 3-end tie break.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
And similarly, for Les, it's got to be very hard, having played that superb bowl, only to see it go, set gone. And you've got to pick yourself up again to start a brand new set. Ian relaxed perhaps a bit too much.
Les is going to have to pick his game up. He really didn't play well in that first set. Once again, he's struggling to get the line with the mat up the rink. There's the correction. Ian's finding the line. He just needed to correct the weight, whereas Les has to do both with the next
2 inch
this
gap.
ball.
1 down.
He's certainly looking, David. Yep.
That's great reply. Moved on the other side. And I just wonder, when you play a bowl like that, why on earth he was on the opposite hand with the first delivery.
About a millimetre. 2 inch gap.
Because it's going to be very much a characteristic of Ian bringing the mat up, so you know what's going to happen. Les will move on to back to the original hand again. Try and place it beside his other one as a receiver. Open up an opportunity with his last delivery if Ian doesn't cover it. There we go. Just landing beside it. That's good. That's the target for Ian McClure. Turn the jack. If you miss that, you get the green ball. Stops Les playing the other side and springing the jack over for 2 or 3 shots. It's a game of chess.
Funny enough, that's exactly what Les Gillett said this morning when he was in commentary. It was a game of chess. But it's more of a thinking man's game as well. It's not just about putting your bowl near the jack anymore. Certainly not in the 2 sets and respots. He's got a decent height, and is he just dropping on weight?
That's all it is.
Yes. The line was good.
A lot depends, and Les will look at this. If the jack is going past his own green ball, or whether it's getting locked into it. If it's locked on it, it's still the 1 shot. If it's going past, he's going to make a double. That's what he's looking at. And I'm not sure if it is going past. If it's not, walk away. Take the single. Guarantee your own length the next end.
Les is not normally known for playing safe, is he?
Well, he's normally got a lot of confidence to draw another shot. He's a bit like Mervyn King that way, and if it's drawable, Les will normally take a slight risk, but I don't think he's playing well enough at the moment to have that confidence. He certainly must feel that the jack was going to go past the green one to play that.
Just like
shot, Les Gillett.
Fairly safe. Hello, where's the jack going?
It's going
David.
It's going in the ditch. That's where it's
Shot
going.
length 31 and a half.
Well.
Whew, that must have stopped within an inch or two. But again, it's full length for Les, and
it is. I think the mat's actually on the tee at the other end, so it's a real full length on this one.
if you just try and stroke the ball away at this length, you'll drop 5 feet short. You have to get your shoulder behind it, give it a real push.
Well, he's looking good, David.
That's more like it.
This is like the Les that you normally expect to see.
It's gone through, but you'll be happier with that.
But this won't frighten Ian though, because Ian's, like you said, been around.
Well, this ball's even wider than Les's, and Les was on the inside line, so it's a big swinging ball. Here it comes. Both players come to terms with the longer jack length, making sure they're there.
2.5 feet. Yeah.
2.5 feet away with the first one. That's
it's quite a lot, really.
It is for him, and it is at this level.
I think Les has pulled a better one this time.
Just there. Better line as well.
Yep, Ian's pushed it right out again. Here it comes.
Depends on the
Just
angle.
needs to... Oh.
Yeah, 1 green.
Needed the inside angle
Yeah.
to come across onto it.
10 inches to jack high.
That's not nice, 10 inches to jack high. Just have to be a little bit careful. Either that or make sure you're reaching with a half ball inside the normal line. Try and trail the jack through. Les looking for a clean
Les.
road.
Oh.
He knew that was the
Lucky.
danger.
It's a 7-inch gap.
Is my ball touching Les's last ball?
No, 2.5-inch gap.
Which means that you've got the extra angle as well as the plant to play. You're forcing it in the forehand. You've got an angle to come off balls onto the jack. Clear road puts him into position at the back of the head on the green one, but I think Leslie will still be trying to draw it. He's got 1 2 feet really short, 1 2.5 feet through. Needs another one close. This length, his hand will bend back. Getting here just a little bit quick.
Just running.
Well,
it's not a bad place though.
Depends if Ian clears line 2 seconds or not. That's what he's looking at. If it's 2 seconds, he can attack this, take the ball away. He's got an angle to come off as well on the short balls.
Who do you favour Francis Ice third shot?
Red one.
Yes, that's what he's looking for. Looking for the ball out clean. It's all about on the angles now. Will he get the edge?
One shot, let's kill it.
No real damage done though with just a single against him.
Jack length 31.5 metres.
And once again, Les going long. I just thought he'd bring the mat up 2 or 3 metres, and Jack on the tee at 28, even 27, just to change the pattern, but not too much.
It's coming well.
Better start. It's probably his best start actually for quite a while.
Not sure if he's pushed it or not. No, he hasn't.
Last bowl, how far short, please?
3.5 feet to Jack high.
Another nice delivery from Les.
That's what we would normally expect from Les right from the start, but it's taken him some 11 ends to put 2 balls down like that. It's probably fair to say, though, that our expectations of Les are still quite high. Keeps telling me how well he's playing.
Two green.
That last bowl in relation to Jack?
22 inches to Jack high.
Is there room round it?
Yep, you will, Les. You'll come round it.
For you or for me?
Did my last bowl travel in that line?
Well, you can ask anything you want, Les, but you may not get the right answer. The answer is yes, you will come around it on the last line.
And just to prove it.
There it comes, all the way back. It's more like it. That'll force into playing the weight shot. He'll be driving at this.
The last ball is how far away, please?
Last bowl, 16 inches past Jack high.
Has to be a running ball. Just inside his zone. Clear everything away. Got it away, sweet.
Well, just ducked.
Interesting choice for Les here. Will he try and just draw
Gina.
another?
What would you do, David? Would you go for a full house there, or would you run for cover somewhere towards the back?
I think I might have a go at this simply because draw another one because Ian's got no back position. The respot on one side, which is where Les is now, is debatable. The other side's definitely green. No doubt about that. Definitely green. So the only thing he's a little bit concerned about is making the target a little bit wider. But if he plays the same ball as he played the last time, that will not be the case. So. He's decided to change. If anything, he's just trying to drop a little bit on the short side, in line, to try and stop Ian getting to the jack. Same time, try and score another shot. He wants to be gentle with this, though.
Oh.
Well,
that's not a bad bowl.
Yeah, I could have played that on the other side. It could be the same thing, but
Mm.
it's not going to make any difference in that. If anything, though, what it has done, and Ian will be aware of this, is that by coming across inside the jack, Ian's ball will stay in now. Prior to that, if it had been slightly tight, he would have been taking one or maybe two away and winging off the head. Now, if he plays down where his foot is, that ball will keep him right in there, and he could actually get the shot. Prior to that, I don't think it was possible.
No.
But that last ball, while good, has created an opportunity for Ian McClure.
Nice little doorstop to rest upon.
Doesn't matter what weight he plays. And that's why he's changed onto the forehand as well. He realises that ball will keep him in the head even on a full drive.
Well, he's got the weight. Is he holding off?
He's got the weight all right.
Yeah.
No doubt about the
Four
weight.
shots left, go.
Yes.
But it was just the line. He was just a margin off it, that's all. Just a fraction. And he'll be annoyed at that because he will know Ian's been around long enough. He knows that was a hard shot, but Les give him a chance. But it's 4. Big count for Les.
Shot length 31.5 metres.
What's the odds he'll drop short with the first one?
Well, he's gone out wide enough again.
Yeah, certainly has. If this one's up, he's really come to terms with the longer jack length. And it is.
It is up. Just gone through a bit. Perfect line. Well, Ian again dropping short.
2.5 feet.
Again, Ian's got the perfect height. Overcorrected.
Too green.
Oh, it's another one, but it's still half a yard through. Still feel there's too much space there, and Les will know that. I heard him clicking his fingers with the last one. He realised he was just a little bit heavy. Wanted to really nail the jack, get right in on it. Don't think Ian's taking advantage though.
No. He's tried to correct from going too far through and now dropped back again.
Les will still be looking for a really close ball. He'll not feel that the shots he's got he's going to hang on to.
Still bags of room.
Yeah. 4 good bowls, 4 good grouping bowls, but not close enough, I feel, to stop Ian McClure. The other alternative for Ian is he could drive it through on the backhand, and just the way those bowls are all sitting, they could all disappear. And Ian could pick up a 3 or 4. 6-0 down. He knows that this bowl is very, very important. Got that one away well. And out on a good line.
All down on the weight.
Got to be up this time. Looking good.
Not only is it up, look.
Oh yeah, but he's got all that rest. Look,
Yeah, you know, that'll do it.
He was carrying a yard of weight,
yeah,
and he was able to drop in on it. And then Leslie will know that. He'll be very annoyed at himself. That's all. Very annoyed. You know, whenever you're lying 3 shots like that, and I think
you can see that.
Yeah, I think he knew he really didn't want to be into that group of bowls with his last delivery, and he knows that himself. And you know, we're having a little break here, a little comfort break, and this is something that you don't often see anymore, because these are quick sets, they're quick matches, and really, you know, players should be comfortable before they arrive on the rink.
Yes.
They really shouldn't have to leave, especially whenever you're in a situation of 6-0 down, and then you get a 1 and you're struggling a bit. You take a little walk. You know, it can be understandable because you're putting a lot of fluids in, but as Ben Sherman was saying to me, it was very hot, and he was putting a lot of fluids in as well. In this morning's game, both were.
Well, I think once you get out on that rink, it does. People may not realise it, but once you're out there playing, even though they're not spotlights, they are still lights. The warm air still gathers there, and it does get incredibly warm out there. And you do drink a lot of water as you play.
Yes, but it's disturbing the game.
Yes, I do agree, David. Well, back to the shorter length again.
You know, in the days when we were playing 3-hour singles games, it was slightly different. But the vast majority of these sets games run an hour and a half, an hour 40 at the absolute most.
Correct.
Jack length 23.5 metres.
This one's been running 1 hour and 21 minutes now. Just been informed.
Still a short game for me.
I remember some of the ones at the Preston Guildhall where you were playing the full game.
Well, we were playing 5 sets in those days, and actually at one stage in the UK's we were playing 9 sets. You know, and that was different, and there weren't 9 end sets. There were first to 7, but some of those sets would go to 8, 9, 10, 11 ends, and some would go to 3 or 4 ends. So, but you know, they were long games. They were games that put you physically under an awful lot of pressure. They really did.
I can remember years ago when I first joined, or became involved. Even I came to Preston, and I can remember being there at 1 a.m. in the morning with not even one man in his dog there as you were finishing matches off at night.
Yep, quite often that was the case.
Is Jack now short of the bowl, Francis?
Bowl is 1 inch short of Jack high. One red.
Les just trying to get there. Just coming up behind.
Les's last bowl is 8 inches past jack high.
That's the back cover ball going in. Still looking to a little sneak on the jack and still make it on his backhand.
Well, he's certainly having a look.
I was unlucky. Wanted a clean jack.
One
Clean
red.
jack was worth 3. As it is, there's no change.
Ian looking to slide another one in there.
One red.
Well, he's pushed it a little bit closer to the jack. I think Les just needs to play the same balls he played last time and hope that he gets to the jack for a little snick of it for a couple. The ball will probably go through the gap, but you have to force it. And once you start forcing things on that particular hand, it'll just stand off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably worthwhile just trying to draw to it. Well, he is forcing it on the inside, and I'm not sure if this will get back in time. There we go.
He's having a look, but it's probably not done him any favours there.
I didn't fancy that shot. You know, I didn't even know where the ball was coming down on the line.
2 shots in McClure.
But to me, it was never a shot to play because it just hangs off, especially with his left hand. It's cost him another shot, and suddenly from 6-0, it's now 6-3. It's a totally different set. Well, not only that, but Ian McClure's got hold of the mat, which means that he'll play his favoured length. I think Les was wrong on that choice of shot, but it's cost him an extra one. So really, his last 2 balls, Les Gill will be quite annoyed at himself the last 2 ends.
Well, yes, because it's a bit similar to his previous match where he was way ahead up to halfway through the set. And then towards the back end of the set, suddenly started to go down again.
I think he probably should have been about 8 or 9-0 up in this match in the second set, and now he's only 3 in front, and that's not enough. Ian McClure's more than capable of putting a few good ends together here and taking the second set and the match. 3 singles makes all the difference in the world.
Again, Les is not quite happy on this length, just pushed it through.
2.5.
I mean, you can tell Les isn't quite happy because normally he's quite joyous and jovial on the rink when he's playing, when he's playing well.
Yeah, he's struggling with himself. He's had flashes of good ends and good bowls, but nowhere near the standard that we know he's capable of.
1 green.
Yep, that's a shot. No, Les at the moment sitting at 20th in the world balls to rankings. He's just behind Gary Smith, Colin Walker, Robert Wheel. So you certainly would expect him to raise his game. Very close to winning the first set, of course. That was a great ball by him to take the ball out after Les played a brilliant draw.
I know if Les was to win this and get through to the final, it would be quite a bonus for him to actually win one of the tour cards. And as you said earlier, it's certainly opponent on the ranking events that the top 16 would take a lot of note of. Nice. He's just going through. Just not finding his way.
Yes.
Just playing slightly off a really good game. The last end, but unfortunate, 3 balls around the head. Took a risky and one in the middle of the pack. That's a good ball.
Well, that's a good ball from Ian.
2 red.
Not only is it a good ball, it sort of offers the front ball a bit of protection. The ball can go out, but he needed another one in. I think Les will attack this now, ball on the ball. But if he misses, well, suddenly from 6-0 and line 4 shots, he'll be just 1 shot in front.
Massive turnaround. Definitely going for it.
Looks wide.
It is.
He's in trouble. He is in deep trouble.
2 shots in the club.
This could all fall apart for Les Gillett. He's not happy out there. You can see with the body language that
No.
he's made
Not happy at all.
Made a couple of mistakes and they've been very costly. His opponent
23.5
is
metres.
just trundling along nicely, putting balls in the head. And Les has made, say, 1 or 2 mistakes. And all of a sudden, there's only 1 shot in this.
Looks like we've got another natural break there, David.
I think that's really in response to Ian going off as well.
Yeah.
I really do believe that Ian sort of went off at 6-1 after playing 1 ball with 4 against him, and has come back in and replied with 2 doubles. And Les, struggling, has now done the same thing by going off.
Yeah.
You know, it's debatable. It really is. It's on the edge.
Yeah.
On the edge for both players. You know, it's they argue that both needed comfort breaks, but at the same time, they're still short games in comparison. Yeah. You can argue all you want about it, but it's all unnecessary. Let's put it that way.
Well, Ian McClure's first bowl, not too bad, just a little bit on the short side.
I probably could have done the same thing with Ben Sherman this morning, but
Perhaps you should have, David.
I'd have had to take him round the back with me and hit him in the head with an iron bar or something. You know, that might have worked. But
he was playing well.
He played the second set very well, no doubt. He's a talented guy. Good player to play against too. We had a very pleasant game.
Well, still half an acre to get a bowl there.
Certainly corrected with this one.
That's more like it.
1 green.
Ian will start getting a little sniff of the chance here though. Was 6-0 down, 5 shots in reply, 3 ends to go. Only has to draw the set, doesn't need to win it. Be very happy to walk off here at 8-all or something and go into the last game, into the final. Needs to hurry if he's going to make it past, and he's not.
Yeah.
Well, I just wonder now, bowl on the bowl for Ian, the way things have been going for him in the last 2 ends, he maybe saying to himself, hang on, I think the pattern of this game is changing, and I'm prepared to take a risk of punching my own bowl in.
I think he's looking at it.
Well,
I do think he's looking at it.
Earlier in the game, certainly in the first set, he probably would have tried to draw this, but sometimes you get a little feeling that things are changed around and the game's starting to sway in your direction. That's all, and you start looking for these shots. That's what he's doing.
Yep, definitely looking for it. What's he got?
Well, he's got a very good second, that's what he's got, and was very close to getting a good result.
Ian's nearest bowl, there's a half-inch gap between the 2 bowls, and it's 10 inches short of jack high.
With 2 or 3 seconds, the odds were good there, and
yeah.
You know, I'm not surprised he played that. I certainly would have. I'd have felt that the game was changing around.
Well, has Les pulled one out of the bag here?
He has.
He has. Give him 2 shots to go 8-5.
2 shots, Les Gillett.
Comfort break now.
Perhaps they'll both go next time.
Ian takes one, comes back, scores a double. Les takes one, comes back and scores a double. What fun.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Thank goodness we're not playing for 4 hours.
Be a long 4 hours. Right. So Jack just about on the tee, only a couple of inches off. Matt's back on the other tee.
Both of them are feeling the heat out there as well. They're both using cloths to wipe their hands and their brows, and I can understand that. It is hot. But that's not transmitting down onto the rink. Normally you find when it's very warm the rink will play very quickly, but at a longer jack length it's not the case, and it's so easy to drop short.
Well,
that's just not what you need at this stage in the second set. well out. Big drawing ball. Easily come round the green one with this. Got to wait to carry it. There it is. And Les will struggle to beat that on that side now. Because it's his backhand and his balls definitely don't bend as much.
2 feet.
I think he'll be forced to change onto his forehand onto the other side of the rink, and he's not happy about it. But that's what happens when you drop short. Yep, he has to change. Difficulty here is that if you go out just a little bit too wide, the ball doesn't get back.
Well, how does he look, David? Doesn't look too bad. Is it coming all the way back? No, it's not.
No, and he would have known that halfway
Yeah,
up
it's
when he
10
was
inches.
just half a ball too wide.
Yes.
And that's the problem, really, of where that ball sits for him. Ian's balls are just that bit stronger, and it's his forehand. So it allows him to go much wider and dip back at the end of the travel. Tighter line, but if he's inside the green, it'll be good enough.
Well, just caught the edge of it.
It's another shot, though. It's in, by the looks of it. And Les that's why he's shaking his head.
Yes.
He is in deep trouble in this end. There's ways in both sides, but the characteristics of the rink just make it that little bit more difficult. Well, that's down on the same hand again. Has he adjusted on the line because it's really slow to get back? He has. And the weight.
Absolutely perfect.
Played that beautifully. Really did.
Absolutely perfect.
1 green.
Normally you would get a reaction from Les for a bowl, which he would see as a fairly standard
2
shot.
Yeah.
But he reacted to that one. I understand why, because it was difficult on that side.
This ball here, the green ball here, yes.
2 feet to jack high.
2 feet to jack high. There is a gap on the way in for Ian if he wants to just play through it a little bit. Yep, he's on a narrow line with weight. So he's playing through it to try and make the gap onto the green bowler jack, and he's very close. Could get a result. Oh, just the wrong side.
Just gone through. Just clipped his own bowl. Just went through on the wrong edge of it.
Good effort. Knew the shot he was going to play. It was the right shot, no doubt about that. It's a fascinating game, this one, actually, because there's been some very good bowling, some tactical stuff. I think there's the odd bit of mind games going on out there as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Trouble is, if you're Les, where do you put your bowl now?
I've noticed that the little chats between ends and things have ceased. They've dried up
Yes,
a little bit.
yeah, they're not having their wee chat-outs to each other.
So you sort of know things have changed. Well, Les will have to think about this. Anything past his own front bowl, that's the front green. Anything past that to get to the 2 reds would be good. That's really where he wants to be. Doesn't need to draw another shot, although it would be a bonus because then he would lie the set. More than happy to go into the last end of the set 4 up. Just wants to stop Ian from scoring any more than 1 or 2. No, that's not where he wanted to be.
Not sure what that's about.
No, that's not where he wanted to be. No way. He wanted to be down there. Might turn out to be a useful bowl, but I don't think that's what he was aiming for. I certainly wouldn't have played that against Ian McClure because Ian's good at little runners, and I would have fully expect him to get into this one, even on the edge of the bowl, try and wing the ball out. Just the way he played in the first set to win it. Yep, playing a timer, down on the backhand, looking for the edge of the bowl or the jack. Very close. Oh yes, he's got it.
Look at that. Just slice that out.
And that's why I wouldn't have played that shot against Ian McClure, to try and block him. Probably going to get a double. And again, I think Leslie played the wrong shot. Good result for him, because the jack should have probably have gone the other side, to be honest with you. Playing the backhand, you're always thinking that the jack would go the other side onto the forehand side of the rink, but he was going away from the jack, clicked the back end of it and put it the opposite direction. Didn't really look on, I have to say.
Yeah.
But
gave him a 2.
He was in the area.
So going at the last end, Les has only got a buffer of 1 shot.
It's not
Jack
enough.
left 24.5 metres.
It's not enough on the change of length as well. Les puts anything close to this and Ian will ditch it.
Yep.
At this length. I think Les definitely made a mistake with that last delivery. He's made about 3 or 4 key
tactical errors.
Well, I see them as tactical errors. Maybe other people won't, but I think you have to know the opposition you're playing against.
Yeah.
I know Ian very well, and I've played against him many, many times.
There's your opener, look at that.
So it's, that's a match lie against him after 1 bowl. Doesn't matter where that bowl had finished, it would have been a match lie, but it's right against the jack. Yeah. That's why Les is running at it. And he's a long way away.
Way wide.
It is touching.
And is it jack high exactly?
1.25 short.
Yeah, in many ways, Les should have had this match wrapped up. Certainly the second set wrapped up.
Yeah.
But, and he's just made key errors, and you can't do that against a player who's going to take advantage. And Ian will certainly take advantage. Well, you don't want to open it, Ian. And front bowl's perfect. Yes, there it is. That's the front bowl in. Les is in so much trouble now. He has to hit it.
It's a 7-inch gap.
Yeah, bowl on the bowl. Probably the best result. I have a feeling Les will be furious with himself after this game.
Les is just trying the draw around the back.
Oh, don't fancy
not
this
gonna
one.
work.
That's a toughie.
Yes.
I think he'd have been better off just going again.
Just trying to clear it.
Ian running for cover. Can't blame him. I would too in that situation. Looking for the respot. He's just going to go past that, but even deep is good. Doesn't really matter. Les hasn't got anything in there to make any difference. I still feel he's going to have to run at this for the 2 bowls. I mean, just having a word with, well, I think it's probably Stephen Coleman, another one of the international colleagues from Ireland. And I don't think there's any choice, Les. You have to run at this. Bowl on the bowl. Even if the jack moves, give yourself a chance for your last delivery. Try and draw that off. It's just a nightmare. Well, he's controlled it. He's still looking to play weight, but it's so hard to judge on the way back on this. It really is. It's very.
But it does whip on that hand. Really does whip, and he's going to hit the front and not get anything out of that at all.
I really don't think that was the right shot at all for Les. You know, if he'd been operating at 100% in this match, I would say, yep, go ahead. I'd almost back him to get it, but he hasn't been doing that. He's some distance off that, in fact. And now Ian McClure is in a superb position. Match lie, one spot is covered, and the back position. Still feel Les has to attack this.
The actual jack is touching the bowl, so
that's going to bounce.
It's going to go, and
this is just.
To agree with you, I think Les should have run for that. Hopefully, got a hit. Pop the jack out somewhere with one more bowl left to pull himself a shot.
This is just like Christmas. And you know there's a lovely present at the end when you walk down the stairs, because the way it's sitting, I just can't see Les doing anything with it. Anything to the side Ian will be enough. Anything behind jack high on the backhand high side would be more than enough for this. Yeah, there he goes. It's maybe just a little bit further through than what he wanted, but it doesn't make any difference because, in fact, it slowed up into the perfect position.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's. I thought he was heavier than that, but
really hasn't left Les with anything on, has he?
Well, there is a shot. Yes, bowl on the jack, bowl on the bowl, on his forehand, punch the green bowl in, but the percentages against it are enormous because you have to be so accurate. Any movement on the jack and he's lost it. Well, he's playing the shot I thought he would have played, and he's wide.
He's wide again. That's not coming back.
2 shots, second set, and the match. Ian McClure.
Well, Ian McClure takes the second set, 9 shots to 8 after being 6-0 down. A fascinating second set from these two players. And Les Gillett lost the first set 6-5, and it's Ian McClure through to the final against Mark Dawes, the local player. It was a fascinating game. It was, let's just say, full of all sorts of incident in terms of different shots that were not really, we didn't think would be played, and some great bowls, I have to say, especially at the end of the first set. But there's no doubt that as far as I'm concerned, it was an intriguing match.
Well, that was 1 hour and 53 minutes, that match. And as you said, full of differences, totally different to the first match we had this afternoon. And leading us into tonight's two finals, David.
Yes, Neil Smith will be out there against Ben Sherman. And Mark Dawes, the local player, will be playing against Ian McClure. It'll be fascinating, there's no doubt about that. But more importantly, looking for that golden ticket, that opportunity for the tour card to play in all the events next season. So join us at 6:30 and hopefully we'll have a wonderful night of bowls.